the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, see does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, yes, and the home of the brave.
Tuffy, ladies and gentlemen.
Tuffy with our national anthem as we get you ready for the Nets and the Knicks. Second meeting of the season for these two teams. 105-93. The Knicks winning the first 6 nights ago. Time right now for our starting lineups. And here's our master of ceremonies, Tim McClune.
And now it's time to introduce the starting lineups for tonight's game. First, for visiting New York, the 13th year guard from Illinois, number 11, Derek Harper. The 7th year guard from Oklahoma State, number 3, John Starks. The 11th year center from Georgetown, number 33, Patrick Ewing. The 7th year forward from Tennessee State, number 14, Anthony Mason. And the 11th year forward from Virginia Union, number 34, Charles Oakley. The head coach for New York, Don Nelson. The assistants, Jeff Van Gundy, Bob Salmi, Jeff Nix, Don Cheney. The trainer, Mike Sanders. And now, it's time to introduce the starting lineup for your New Jersey Nets. The 5th year guard from Georgia Tech, number 7, Kenny Anderson. The 8th year guard from DePaul, number 21, Kevin Edwards. The 3rd year center from BYU, number 45, Sean Bradley. The 3rd year forward from Louisiana Tech, number 42, B.J. Brown. And the 9th year forward from UNLV, number 43, Arden Gilliam. The head coach for the Nets, Butch Beard. The assistant, Stan Albeck, Jerry Ray. The trainer, Eddie Arzonico.
The Nets playing host to the New York Knicks. We'll have the opening tip coming up from the Meadowlands right after this on Sports Channel.
My mom wants me to be an accountant. I want to play football.
The Sports Authority has everything for football.
Maybe even basketball.
We got basketball too.
Or hockey.
We've got it. Plus your favorite brand names.
And salespeople really know their stuff.
Well, the shaft of this stick is incredibly strong.
Everyday low prices mean you never wait for a sale.
You don't have to be an accountant to know you're saving money.
The Sports Authority. You've never seen anything quite like it.
The silver bullet. It's shipped cold to preserve the clean taste of the Rockies. Down the Rockies!
Welcome back, Ian Eagle, Bill Raftery, Mike Harris with you from the Meadowlands. Nets basketball is brought to you by Coors Light. Ship cold to preserve the clean taste of the Rockies. Coors Light. Tap the Rockies. Chris Childs has replaced Kevin Edwards in the starting lineup. Kevin had his car break down on the way here. He's getting stretched out as we speak and will come to the bench momentarily. Bradley and Ewing to jump it up, and the Nets control the tap. Your officials tonight: Ed T. Rush, David Jones, and Joe DeRosa for the second meeting of the season between the Nets and the Knicks. 5 consecutive wins for New York over New Jersey.
A nice blitz by Ewing on the dribble.
Bradley has 6 inches on Ewing. Shot clock at 2. Sean Bradley.
Remember last night how deep a fadeaway he took? I'd rather see him go to the goal.
Nets go up 2-0. Oakley posting up Gilliam. Ewing pops out.
That mobility is such a factor against Bradley.
The best jump shooting big man ever.
Well, Willis Reed was pretty good too.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, he's a little bigger than Willis.
Bigger man. Bradley fronting Ewing. The 2 centers going toe-to-toe. Sean Bradley.
Wow. Well, he's been working on that delivery pre-game and during practice with Clifford Ray. Very confident. Uses the glass well, too, from the side.
Bradley 4, Ewing 2.
Everybody stays at home.
Shot clock down to 10.
And Childs and Starks, 2 feisty guys against one another.
Harper. We're tied at 4. Both of these clubs 2 out of 2 from the field. 10:25 remaining, first quarter. The Nets riding Bradley. The step in, contact was made.
And that's where he's a little trouble. Loses strength when they take the legs away from him.
Mason in that point forward role, something Billy Owens did for Nelson at Golden State. Starks around the Mason pick. Oakley, we talked about the stroke. He has improved from the outside.
Yeah, I think he shot pretty well in Chicago.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Well, you were probably in homeroom in those days when he was in Chicago. Being your age, incidentally, Kevin Edwards, he ought to get rid of that car he had when he was at the Paul.
I think he changed.
I didn't say he got it at the Paul, now. Yeah, about time. I'm sure he's riding something pretty good.
Derek Harper called for the personal foul.
They do a nice job stretching out the pick and roll.
Oakley forced to foul Gilliam. The hammer got the defender in the air. As you've got to respect Gilliam from the outside, and when he can put it on the floor, that's what makes him so deadly.
And that's that advantage of Oakley, too. He can guard guys on the box or away from the goal. Now he switches back to P.J. Brown.
Bradley matched up with Oakley. Gilliam. Rebound, Mason. 6-4 Knicks. They look for Ewing off the double.
Good ball movement.
Working the perimeter, Starks. Air ball on a 3-point attempt.
Knicks real solid with their balance. Don't give you a lot of easy, fast break opportunities.
Childs getting the start. Kevin Edwards' car broke down. P.J. Brown.
Good save.
The offensive board. Bradley got up in the air and gets the bucket.
Pretty impressive early. Going after it, stretching.
Tied at 6. The quick release from Harper. Weak side rebound, Bradley.
You notice all the blue shirts in the proper spot?
Childs got in traffic, finds P.J. Brown.
And Childs made something happen out of it. They didn't face the ball. Good job getting back and didn't identify.
The first net other than Bradley to get on the scoreboard, P.J. Brown. It's 8-6 New Jersey. 8.5 left, first quarter. Mason. One-on-one with P.J. Brown.
That step back, so effective. It's like a dance step, huh?
Adding to his repertoire. You're right, Mason able to waltz his way for a deuce. 8 apiece. Brown wide open again. Ewing couldn't snatch the board. Nets regain possession.
Jump shooting, something overlooked. 2 open shots for P.J. Brown. Good offensive use of the ball and movement, and you got to knock him down.
A new shot clock for the Nets to work with. Gilliam posting up Mason, fronting the defender. Gilliam puts his head down. Counted on the foul.
On the swipe, and that's that hammer. A little hesitation. Mason with great forearm strength. And actually what you learn to do is use the hit to control yourself, right yourself, and be able to knock it down. That's one area he's got awfully tough defensively, Mason. But a good counter by the hammer.
Gilliam last night, 26 points in 43 minutes against Orlando. The problem, nobody else on the Nets could step forward offensively in the fourth quarter.
12 for 18. He doesn't take a lot of shots and converts them. He does need some partners.
Nets lead by 3. Mason on the box.
And they get the little handshake. Nice little dribble move, too. One thing advantage-wise for P.J. Brown, he is used to playing guys on the perimeter and on the box, and usually Mason takes advantage of a guy who's only good in one particular area.
Nelson putting together that record with the Bucks, and with the Warriors, Ewing breaks 3 for the layup.
There's everybody lamenting the fact that they don't get Ewing the ball down on the box. If he can get it that easily, he'll continue it.
Childs loses Starks momentarily. Bradley fading away again. P.J. Brown battling. The quick release from P.J. Brown.
And the Knicks, everybody in under the 10. Nice advantage rebound by P.J.
13-10, New Jersey. We have hit the 7-minute mark, first quarter. Illegal defense called on the Nets.
And they've had their problems with that. They hammered that time to step down in the lane.
The first violation, the second will result in a technical foul. And the Nets
a timeout call. 6:58 remaining. Opening quarter from the Meadowlands. The Nets lead the Knicks by 3.
The revolution will be led by Jason Kidd, Jason Kidd, Jason Kidd, but he will not face the nation, meet the press, or host the Revolution Online cyber chat, because the revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised, and the revolution will not fail. But with every no-look pass, every three-point shot, every crossover, and every strong finish, Jason Kidd speaks for the revolution. For the revolution is about basketball, and basketball is the truth.
I'll drive.
No, I can drive. It's no problem.
No, I'll drive.
No, but I can drive. No, it's no problem. I can get it.
Power sunroof, wood trim, state-of-the-art sound system. The Volvo 960. You'd want to drive it too. And now at a lease price of only $399 per month, the Volvo 960 is even nicer to drive. Did I say it's only $399? Yeah, $399.
Welcome back to the Meadowlands. Mike Harris reporting that Kevin Edwards is not immune to the weather. His car broke down on his way to the Meadowlands to the game tonight. He had to wait till a tow truck came, and then he went back home to get another one of his vehicles, and he's back in the locker room getting stretched out so he can come out here and play. Ryan and Bill, back to you.
All right, Mike, Patrick Ewing able to find an opening, and he cuts into the lead. Nets up 13-12 with 6:37 remaining, opening quarter.
2 inside hoops bodes well for New York.
Gilliam, the pump fake. Shot clock at 6. Childs from deep. Three-pointer for Chris Childs.
Got a hammer, very unselfish. A lot of guys would have forced that, kicked it back out, locked his guy, and they reversed.
Offensive foul is called.
Offensive foul, number 3,
John Starks. And a turnover with the Nets leading 16-12. Only net not to shoot Kenny Anderson.
And one thing, if he plays within himself, Harper, the consummate pro, really takes guards out of the game. You got to keep your head, get everybody else involved.
Bradley over Ewing. Sean Bradley electing to go outside. 8 points for Bradley.
And Patrick, who had hurt that right angle, come up gimpy as he tried to challenge Sean Bradley.
That's up by 6. Harper a post up. Outside for Oakland.
Well, that's the option. Help out Kenny. Give up the jumper.
Childs on the move. 5.5 to play, opening quarter. Gillian, the body on Oakland.
Just takes that hit so well and able to deliver with either hand.
That's with their biggest lead of the game, a turnover. Starks loses to Anderson. 3-on-2 developing. Childs off for Anderson.
Thought he should have given it without the dribble, but it worked out for the Nets.
Don Nelson, unhappy with the first quarter performance put forth from his club, calls a timeout. The lead is double figures. 5:02 left, first quarter on the Modell scoreboard. The Nets 22, the Knicks 12.
2 reasons to choose Bell Atlantic 9X Mobile, the cellular leader. Your 2 sides. Your emotional side would love a cellular phone. Your rational side thinks it's too expensive. Your emotional side wants to stay in touch with family, friends, and tow trucks. Your rational side says, no way, we can't afford it. Well, look at this, both of you. It's Talk Along. The $5 credit on your phone or service. Talk Along, only from Bell Atlantic 9X Mobile.
Why aren't you driving a Ford Taurus?
All new for 96, with a sleek, sculpted shape.
It's unlike anything else on the street.
Wide release suspension, advanced safety engineering, and a 27-month lease payment of just $257 with $1940 down. The best-selling car, completely redesigned.
Once you see 5 out of the top 10 and counting best-selling cars and trucks are at your tri-state quality Ford dealer.
The question still remains.
Why aren't you driving a Ford?
Coming up tonight on Sports Channel, college basketball from the Pac-10 follows our post-game coverage. Nationally ranked Arizona takes on Arizona State in a showdown of in-state conference rivals. Arizona and Arizona State tip-off tonight following our post-game coverage right here on Sports Channel.
And a nice little wrinkle. They trap out of the timeout, and good organization caused the turnover. Rushed the Knicks just a little bit. And Nellie's got one of those cross-the-river migraines. Cost a few dollars more.
They bring the aspirin over in a limo. Hubert Davis in, replacing John Starks. Keep in mind, Nets got off to a great start last night against Orlando. They led 26-17 at the end of the first quarter. Gilliam. New Jersey, 11 of 16 from the field, 69%, and 11-0 Nets run.
And Hubert Davis on a 17-point night.
They collapse on Ewing. Mason. Anthony Mason shooting with confidence.
Not just the ball fake, but Davis unselfish, kicked it right to the point forward.
Mason with 4.
See how they leave early on that pick and roll? They disrupt your flow.
Anderson the penetration.
Pretty.
Bradley wide open. Harper the push.
Recognition.
Backs it out to find Ewing. The fadeaway, good if it goes.
I did it early. I mean, he just put it on the floor before the trap developed. A nice read by the big guy. I'm getting old.
Why?
Well, when he broke in at Georgetown, I mean, I was a rookie. Oh, he just anticipated that double, and before it developed, the good use of the mounts.
There were so many other reasons I could have come up with.
I'm sure you would have.
You're getting old.
We would have both been off the air.
24-17, New Jersey. Ewing completes the three-point play. He has 9. Anderson continues that dribble. Gillian in major traffic, rejected by Ewing. Mason hurries into the forecourt.
Well, they don't give it to him. Now they take it. This is a nice post up.
The mismatch.
Yep.
Oakley kicks it out for Mason. Penetration. Ewing. Strange release. On the way down, he
too much time.
Shot.
Sometimes, you know, you do some strange things. Good help.
Stripped away. Mason has Davis on a wing. Fakes the three, step in over Bradley.
Solid. UNC, great knockdown shooter, but he deserved it. He had the scrape on the defensive end.
24-19, the Knicks battling back with 2:48 left in the first. Anderson one-on-one with Harper. Shot clock at 7. Childs hit a 3 earlier. The fadeaway. Rims out.
Nice play by Bradley.
Childs with a 3-on-1. The tricky pass, Gilliam counted and a foul.
Well, that was for Mason, I think. Before he had bounced the ball on Bradley a little bit, a little show time, and a little pizzazz by Chris Childs. That's okay if it works. If it doesn't, this could be embarrassing, and Mason almost had good anticipation. Once again, he takes the hit. The little relaxing smooch at the end by the hammer. What do you think? I don't think I would have tried that in traffic like that.
Not on a 3-on-1.
Not with Mason around either. Pretty good defender.
But it worked for Chris Childs. Armin Gilliam, 10 points in the first quarter. Still 2:22 left in the period. 27-19 New Jersey. Patrick Ewing on the bench, replaced by Herb Williams.
Nice ball fake. Oh, he walked. He walked. My goodness. Eddie Rush on top of it.
Got a little excited once he made the ball fake. Going to the rim, saw wide open territory. That's up by 8. Childs defended by Davis. The crossover move, Chris Childs. P.J. Brown. Snatched by Mason. Mason coast to coast. Counted and one.
And it might be the hammer as he rode him all the way.
Anthony Mason going rim to rim. That's exactly what Don Nelson is looking for out of his quote-unquote point forward.
And going to the right side. I mean, just great ball control. And head and shoulder fake, great control of his balance. And there's the old Globey play.
You used to shoot him like that?
Well, he who hesitates is not always lost. He's shooting them pretty good. Little change this year.
Little Satchel Paige with the hesitation.
73%.
27-22 Nets.
And Jason Williams might be able to get some rebounds because of all the help by the Knicks. They get a legal D.
That's the first on New York, so 1 apiece. The shot clock resets. Charles Smith is checked in for Anthony Mason.
Charles Smith, who's probably relaxed being on the road.
And Tim Perry will see his first action of the evening.
Number 34, Tim Perry has reported.
He replaces Armin Gilliam.
Hammer off that 43-minute game, as we mentioned earlier, getting some well-deserved rest.
Childs around the Williams pick. It's Williams and Williams. No relation. Jason Williams winning the first battle. 29-22 Nets. A minute 12 left in the first.
Point total is a problem for the Nets. They just can't keep up with the big guys. Up around 30 right now with a minute to go. Not their number.
Charles Smith has curved the boo bird to the guard. That blocked away by P.J. Brown. The Nets break out. Brown doing it defensively and offensively.
Great sequence, and then earlier the poise we noted. Able to stay on the floor, control his balance as well on the defensive end.
6 points for P.J. Nets have 31 points. They've held the Knicks to 22 with 40 seconds remaining first quarter. Herb Williams. Rebounded by Jason Williams.
Well, the push has served them. Can they push all game? It's not the initial surge is able to get in position, cause the double-ups, and find people.
Childs nearly lost the handle. Shot clock at 10.
He can make threes, Perry, too. I'm surprised he didn't take that.
4 to shoot. P.J. Brown blocked away by Smith. 10 seconds left in the first quarter. Knicks will hold for 1.
Gotta to contain.
Harper looking for the isolation, the push-off fadeaway. That'll do it. 1 quarter of play complete here at the Continental Arena. Sean Bradley and the Nets lead the Knicks on the Modell scoreboard. New Jersey 31, New York 22. Second quarter action coming up.
Are you ready for some turf-burning, high-scoring, board-slamming, take-a-punch, lose-your-lunch, high-fiving, hard-driving, back-slapping, how'd that happen makes you wonder, hawk-trashing Saints action?
The New York Saints kick off their 1996 season this Saturday night at 7:30 at Nassau Coliseum versus the Rochester Nighthawks and Paul Gate. Tickets are available for just $10 at the box office and Ticketmaster locations. Saints Lacrosse is brought to you by Bud Light, official beer.
Saints Lacrosse, be there.
Looking to have some remodeling work done in your home or office? Then call 1-800-REMODEL today and get in touch with the experienced people at Jarrow Building Industries. When you call Jarrow at 1-800-REMODEL, you'll be working with talented professionals who will take you through every critical step of your remodeling project, designed to fit your budget. Jarrow Builders has been providing quality remodeling work for over 29 years and offers a 3-year warranty on workmanship and materials. Call Jarrow Builders today at 1-800-REMODEL and begin to work with the best.
Introducing the $15,000 BMW. Presenting the $15,000 Lexus. Behold the $15,000 Mercedes. To everyone who thought it was impossible to build an affordably priced luxury car, we have just one thing to say. It's here. The Nissan Altima. Now lease an Altima GXE with 0 down and $229 a month for 36 months.
Welcome back. 31-22. New Jersey leading the New York Knicks. Kevin Edwards falling prey to Mother Nature and also to his engine. His car broke down on the way to the Meadowlands. He will check in for the first time. He had been stretched out earlier. But Chris Childs got the start in his place at the 2-guard position. Childs hitting a 3-pointer, but Edwards will begin play here in the second.
Probably can't afford that Automobile Association insurance, that AA.
Yeah, that AAA.
It's tough. It could have saved him, though. Could have been here on time if he stepped up to the plate.
Both teams having a good time from the outside. 59% for New York. The Nets have taken 8 more field goal attempts, and they lead by 9.
And don't forget the droughts and that 41% field goal percentage by the Nets, something that becomes a reality during the course of the game.
With this particular unit on the floor, John Starks plays the point for Don Nelson's team. Knicks hold on to it with 11 to shoot. Ewing back into the ball game, one-on-one with Jason Williams. The spin. Tough shot, hits the side of the backboard.
Those couple of days off, about a week, not on his game, according to people. But last night, and even there, had a good look and unable to convert, and way up over Jason Williams.
Williams returns the favor on the spin. Nearly tipped it home over Ewing. Knicks come away with the ball. 45 seconds gone by second quarter.
Same look.
Smith, the offensive rebound off the Ewing miss, creating space and getting the deuce. On the floor for New Jersey, Anderson, Edwards, Perry, Brown, and Williams. For the Knicks, Starks, Davis, Herb Williams, Charles Smith, and Patrick Ewing.
Everybody pretty much staying at home.
Brown drives against Herb Williams. The hook shot doesn't go, but P.J. Brown will shoot a pair.
Anytime you can use that dribble defensively, the man is at a disadvantage. That time, though, he committed to that hook. Would have been a nice position to drop step to the left hand.
P.J. Brown, 6 points, 2 rebounds. We'd like to welcome all of our viewers joining us for tonight's free preview of New Jersey Nets basketball. You know, you can follow the Nets all season long with 70 live games of exciting NBA action right here on Sports Channel. To order Sports Channel, call 1-800-4R-SPORTS or your local cable operator.
Starks playing a lot of point this year. A lot of confidence by Nelly in him.
Fiery competitor for the Knicks, but very erratic. Ewing.
Ooh, that's where he could be devastating. Jason, a little bit undersized.
Patrick Ewing receiving that $18 million balloon payment this season.
We'll get a balloon after the year.
Literally. P.J. Brown came up short with Smith in his face. 33-26, New Jersey. Starks, it'll go the other way.
I think it might be Ewing. Tried to pick and slide to the goal.
Back into the ball game.
That's the first on Ewing.
And also reporting into the ball game, number 31, Ed O'Bannon.
Ed O'Bannon checks in.
They replace P.J. Brown, Tim Perry.
He replaces P.J. Brown. Childs in for Anderson, and Armin Gilliam in for Tim Perry.
Valuing the ball. The Knicks struggle a little bit.
Edwards. Rebound to Ewing.
That's his first shot since the shoot-around.
Let's get back defensively. Edwards with the quick hands. Knocks it out of bounds with 17 left in the 24. Nets up by 7.
Now Charles Smith laying that post. He stepped out. Never comfortable on the box. They got a little problem with the clock. They didn't get it going early enough.
Nets had an opportunity on the fast break. The clock stopping when New Jersey was in transition. Butch Beard trying to figure out if anything's going to go right for his ball club.
He can't believe it. They got a fast break opportunity. Forget about the clock. It's in his mind. But getting back to Smith, that little error, if he could make the turnaround jump shot on the block, he can face the best, but they need some points from somebody down on the block, I think.
O'Bannon, the pump fake, had a notion, now takes it for 3. Rebound Herb Williams. Long lead feed, tapped away by Childs, and a loose ball foul called on Smith.
Good read by Childs.
Loose ball foul, number 6, Charles Smith. His first 15
Smith still the favorite whipping boy for New York Knicks fans at the Garden.
And that looked like a great kick out on him. You see Childs, and not much more you can do. He thought it was going to be intercepted, and the numbers going against his Knick team. Well, you know how that is when you walk into your house.
And you get booed? Gilliam posting up Smith. One-on-one coverage. The Hammer wants to take advantage.
He did block. Good call. The little hop. And he did that last night under duress.
Remember, 6 nights ago, Armin Gilliam assessed 2 technical fouls. He was tossed out of the game against the Knicks at a critical time. Early in the 4th quarter.
About 9 minutes left.
Yeah.
Knicks having a little trouble with the pill.
Knicks a bit out of sync. Ewing elects to go to the baseline and Starks.
Nice extra pass, though. Very active on the baseline by Starks. Presented himself well.
Timeout, Nets.
And a timeout taken by the New Jersey Nets. John Starks, his first bucket of the night on the Modell scoreboard. The Nets up by 5.
I got it. Tap the Rockies. Coors Light. Tap the Rockies. Coors Light.
Coors Light, the silver bullet. It's shipped cold to tap the clean taste of the Rockies.
Tap the Rockies.
driving a Ford?
Drive the sport utility that delivers instant traction automatically. Ford Explorer. Drive the car completely redesigned for '96. Ford Taurus. Drive the minivan that's taking the competition by storm. Windstar.
Your Ford dealer rules the streets.
Nobody has more #1 selling cars and trucks, and we're not stopping there. 5 of the 10 best sellers
And counting.
are at your tri-state quality Ford dealer now.
Why aren't you driving a Ford?
Two of the greats in the arena tonight. Walt Clyde Frazier, now the color commentator on New York Knicks radio broadcasts, along with Mike Breen. And Nets general manager Willis Reed brings back some memories for you, I'm sure.
Oh, 69, I made every home game and 18 away games and missed the one game when he walked on the floor.
The one game?
One game. I took the Seton Hall job and they had a dinner that night. They made me go. But I think Willis is looking down there saying, gee, I wish we had Clyde the backcourt for the Nets.
Edwards off the mark on a 2-point attempt. Doug Christie in the game for the Knicks.
Nice play by Eddie O'Bannon. Gotta have control. And they get a little help by Christie, giving it away in the open floor. The other thought that jumps into my mind is Red Holzman, the outstanding job he did and how he let players contribute in timeouts and make recommendations. I vaguely remember a 1-3-1 Bradley devised in a timeout offense after Reed went out that got them to win it all.
Does that happen in this day and age?
I think good teams where players have a feel for what's going on, the coach responds to that.
Gilliam posting up Smith. Nets 0 of 6 from the field this quarter. Childs a 3. His second trifecta of the night. Chris Childs, 6 points. Nets lead it 36-28.
And appropriately, Nelly calls thumbs down this play because the Nets are really shooting unbelievably well.
Hubert Davis unable to hit the 3-pointer. Childs, the hurry-up. The pull-up for 3. Ewing smashes the boards for the rebound.
Good look.
Davis couldn't hold on. Hits the deck. The Knicks reset.
Very tough catch, but a great look.
Davis got up in the air. Ewing. Patrick Ewing, the stroke from the outside.
Boy, can he step out and knock that down. That's why it's so tough to say, hey, get on the box. But it does open it up for the Masons and Smiths and Oakleys.
The best center that Don Nelson has ever had.
Oh, without a doubt. You know, Lanier he got later on in Milwaukee was not quite the player he was early in his career.
Edwards, another miss. Jason Williams fighting for the board. Kevin Edwards now 0 of 3 from the field. A loose ball foul has been called.
Loose ball foul number 33.
The body we'd all desire in the summer, huh? And in the winter as well. Mason coming in gives Smith a little bit of a blow right now. Defensively, I don't see the aggressive Knicks right now this first half. They've not been able to take it to the Nets. Even though they got hit behind the bump.
Nets can't take advantage. Second personal foul was called on Patrick Ewing.
I think they get Christie on the offensive screen away from the ball. Almost unnecessary.
That's the second personal on Doug Christie. He's played only 2 minutes. 6:50 left in the first half. Nets 36, Knicks 30. Childs defended by Starks. The switch off. Childs over Christie.
They got Jason, I think, with the push. I mean, he battles to the point he will push anybody if they happen to stay in his way. Chris Childs that time, with the floater, not a good release by him.
Nets are 1 of 11 from the field this quarter. Knicks are 4 of 8. New Jersey leads by 6. Christie posting up O'Bannon. Christie, the quick spin and a bucket.
Well, Pepperdine on UCLA probably couldn't get a game when he was in school. Extraordinary. And Eddie with the lingerie lingering.
12 remaining on the 24. O'Bannon feeds the post. Gilliam breaks free for the layup.
What a discard by the hammer, and then avoiding the help by Ewing.
38-32 Nets, 5:50 left first half. Christie looking to post up O'Bannon once again. Mason electing to go one-on-one with Gilliam. 10 to shoot. Mason working to the interior. Drops it off for Christie. Ewing. Rebound Mason. The pump fake.
He walked. Good call. And O'Bannon held his ground. This is one of those you don't like your coach to see.
Number 42, PJ
Just
Brown.
a terrific whip around, that little gentle derriere tap. Christie with the blow by. And the other end, the way he shoved off there, I mean, legally, discarding Mason and able to avoid the looming 3-3.
Nets up by 6. Childs makes the catch. Bradley able to drop it home.
Finish it strong, Sean. And they did that the other night. Just get down.
Sean Bradley with 10 points. Chris Childs give him the assist.
They give him the foul, too, in the backcourt.
He replaces John Stark.
Well, a Bradley we have not seen on a consistent basis, the offensive threat.
Gary Grant is checked into the game, the only pickup the Knicks made during the offseason. In fact, it was after the season started. Knicks realized they needed somebody else in the backcourt. Ewing, the strong move, can't finish. Bradley the rebound. Childs starts the break. Nets are up by 8. Childs with 8 assists thus far. He got the start for Kevin Edwards.
And Butch wants a little ISO for Hammer.
8 to shoot. Shot clock down to 4. Gillian, the help from Grant. Davis open for a 3. Got it.
Well, that's team defense. You just help your partner. Good scrape by Grant. That's why he's a good pickup, too. Ernie contributing to his club.
Hubert Davis, 5 points. Edwards, the drive. Looking for Bradley, deflected out of bounds. And the Knicks will take over.
That's number 7, Kenny Anderson. Here places Chris Childs.
Kenny Anderson checks in, replacing Chris Childs.
Got to have something in mind when you get in the middle like that.
Nets up by 5. Christie defended by P.J. Brown. He has flashy moves. The same move as earlier. And a foul is called.
Hammer trying to help out. He does have speed with those flashy moves, too. And getting around a pretty fleet-footed individual defensively, P.J. Brown. And right here, the forearm, he's still able to turn the corner, a little shove, and the Hammer, a little shove underneath.
I think Don Nelson is still trying to figure out what he has in Doug Christie.
Well, didn't he try Monty Williams there, too, for a while? Yep. Trying to find somebody at that small forward backup spot. Nelly enjoying New York, too, living up in Greenwich.
Not really enjoying it right now.
Well, the snow's got him down.
Yeah, well, you know, he said he and his wife had a great day off, just going around Manhattan, checking out different restaurants in the area.
Boy, sounds like an ideal day for a guy like me.
Yeah.
I don't know about you.
I like to work, Bill.
I know you do. And it shows.
That's 40, Knicks 36. P.J. Brown.
A nice little call here, a little count and make. Christie play Brown. Christie out. He is quick, by the way, Ian.
Mason showing off his handle. Ewing couldn't make the catch. Grant's there for the recovery. Ewing. Patrick Ewing.
That's going 20 seconds.
22nd timeout has been taken by the Nets. Ewing with 15 points. Scored only 9 against the Boston Celtics in a 5-point win last night.
Not very far. You can hit that.
Well, this week on Sports Channel, our subscribers will see some great Nets action as their homestand continues against Philadelphia on Friday. Find out if Derek Coleman will play in his return to the Meadowlands. The Nets hosting the Sixers. To order Sports Channel, call 1-800-4R-SPORTS or your local cable operator. 40-38, Nets leading the Knicks with 3:20 remaining in the first half.
That's why Ewing is so tough. I mean, he fumbled that ball, then a little pump, got himself in beneath the foul line, able to knock it down. A very versatile center. Little front by Christie, giving up 3 or 4 inches on 6'10", P.J. Brown.
And that's Christie's third, so Charles Oakley will replace him. For the Nets, Anderson, Edwards, Brown, Gilliam, and Bradley on the floor. For the Knicks, Grant, Davis, Mason, Oakley, and Ewing. P.J. Brown to shoot 2. 9 points for P.J. The Nets go up by 3. P.J. Brown's agent in attendance, Mark Bartelstein, based out of Chicago, so I'm walking the arena with Willis Reed. P.J. a free agent at the end of the season.
Mr. Wizard, you don't miss it.
Little investigative
What was the initial
journalism.
offer? What was the initial?
I don't have the numbers just yet.
Later on tonight.
Before we end our broadcast, Gilliam knocks it out of bounds. The step in. Nets lead 42-38 at the 3:01 mark, second quarter. 14 remaining on the 24.
Ewing wants it. See if they come with double.
P.J. Brown able to deflect it away. Bradley's long wingspan created the turnover.
Nets are coming with hands up. Nice look by the kid.
What a feed from Anderson to Gilliam.
And what a breakdown by the Knicks, too. Not good coordination. Oakley looking over at Mason. Who had that guy?
Armin Gilliam, 14 points. 44-38 New Jersey. Grant, a 3. Long rebound taken by Ewing. 2:25 left, first half. Post-up situation for Mason on Brown. Finds the cutter. Oakley over past him. Edwards with a bounce pass. Anderson down the lane.
What a look by Kevin. A skimmer in the midcourt area. Good hands by the kid.
Don Nelson wants to have a little team meeting. A timeout taken by Nelly.
Ladies and gentlemen, that time, that means it's time for another
2:04 left, first half on the Modell scoreboard. The Nets lead it 46-38.
Don't forget the big screen TVs. It's January clearance time at the Wiz, and the warehouse is jumping. We're moving all our merchandise into our stores before inventory. Get the camcorders on. Everything's going. Every brand, every model. Everything from VCRs to cellular phones, video movies, cassettes, and compact discs. The best thing is we're slashing prices on hundreds of items. We want to sell them, not count them. The January in-store warehouse clearance sale. Nobody beats the Wiz.
With a newly enhanced Vortec 4300 V6 engine and available push-button four-wheel drive, the GMC Jimmy can handle virtually anything you might encounter on the road. But you may appreciate Jimmy even more for its ability to get you out of your own driveway. For a great lease offer, visit your Tri-State GMC truck dealer today.
Welcome back. Nets leading at 46-38. Butch Beard and Don Nelson, head coaches of the Nets and Knicks respectively. But how are they linked in NBA history? Well, you see it right there. The field goal percentage leaders from 1974-75. Some of the names on the board. Nelly, followed by Beard. Rudy Tomjanovich, 2 championship rings.
And look at the look on Nelly.
Oh, a young man.
Out of Iowa. He's had that Phoenix game on the other night. Enjoyable, that free throw ability, the catapult look, just solid defensively, corner jumper, and here, a youthful Butch Beard out of Louisville.
Yeah, that little Fu Manchu beard.
No wonder he shot so well. Look at the shots he gets.
Are you insinuating that Butch Beard did not take it from the outside?
He took a few. He took a few.
Got some spotter.
You'll get even with me, huh? Rudy T, a pretty good jump shooter from deep.
Herb Williams, not a very good jump shooter from deep. The Nets lead at 46-38. A minute 45 left, first half. Anderson on the reversal. 11 on the 24. Fleming in the game. Shot clock down to 5. P.J. Brown forced to put it up and knocks it down.
And he created that area because Oakley jammed up the whole pick and roll play. Fleming fanned just enough to get it back to P.J. Brown.
The Nets dominating the forward position so far this evening. Nets lead by 10.
Double and recover. Fleming back on Grant.
Gilliam with 14. P.J. Brown with 12. Oakley trying to find Mason. Deflects to Grant. Anthony Mason held to 7 points. Oakley with 2.
Making open shots. That's what makes the Knicks win games. Nets struggle.
26-9. That's the point disparity in the starting forwards. Nets leading in that category. Gary Grant is called for the foul on Kenny Anderson.
This is first.
First called on Grant.
Nelly not happy. Every touch fouls are foul. And Joe DeRosa either needs an interpreter or that's a
long stare as Hubert Davis goes to the bench. Kenny Anderson.
You remember Nelly with the fish tie and the shoes that he hid the emblem?
Well, now he's got to deal with Tommy Hilfiger.
Well, you go figure. He looks a lot better
than the fish.
He sure does. Nice home in Maui being built right now. Someday you'll be there. You're only about 40 bucks away.
Mason backing in on Brown. Mason taking it strong.
Power. Got to make a stand and get some help.
Anthony Mason with 9. 30 seconds remaining in the first half.
And Mason and Bradley now. Strength advantage Mason.
Mason loves the challenge of guarding players that are taller than him. And it'll go the other way.
And Bradley gets the flail, and he also got a little piece of Mason. The ability physically so imposing. You're able to power as PJ gives the ground. At some point, sustained position, gets some support. And then the other end, he just bulled Bradley away from the box.
The Knicks will hold for 1. Shot clock has been turned off. 10 seconds to play in the second quarter. Mason, the isolation with P.J. Brown. Gilliam comes over. Harper. Long rebound and time will expire.
And that's the half. The score of the Nets.
End of the first half here at the Meadowlands. Armin Gilliam leading the way with 14 points. The Nets put together an impressive first half last night against Orlando. They couldn't hold off the Magic, though, in the fourth quarter. We shall see tonight. 50-42, the Nets leading the Knicks. Don Nelson will make some adjustments for the second half of action. Much more to come from the Continental Airlines Arena. But now let's send it back to Game Time and Matt Loughlin.
Eyeing off last night's loss to the Knicks, the Boston Celtics are home tonight playing the Sacramento Kings. We'll have highlights from the Fleet Center. And a check of the NBA scoreboard. Derek Coleman not playing for Philadelphia tonight. We'll tell you why. But before we get to that, we'll step aside for a moment as we've reached the end of the first half. The Nets leading the Knicks by 8 behind Armin Gilliam's 14 points.
Hilton presents Business Saver. Free faxes, movie, local calls, and the fitness center. Business Saver. Another reason why Hilton is the best hotel value in America.
While a brother may be hard to propel, the Hoover Power Drive is self-propel, making cleaning so easy, even a brother could do it.
Hoover, nobody does it like you.
Introducing the $15,000 BMW. Presenting the $15,000 Lexus. Behold the $15,000 Mercedes. To everyone who thought it was impossible to build an affordably priced luxury car, we have just one thing to say. It's here. The Nissan Altima. Now lease an Altima GXE with 0 down and $229 a month for 36 months.
Do you know how many regional calls we make? Hey, we're building a business here. Hundreds a month.
Thousands a year.
We're building a building business here.
9X is giving us a break.
A big break.
They call it Business Link.
We call it a business builder.
It's a savings plan.
An incentive plan. A building business builder.
It's like a volume discount.
Just like our other suppliers give us.
Exactly.
But no long-term commitment.
Signing up's a breeze. All we did was say yes.
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 With Business Link, we're building our building business, building by building.
Weekday mornings on Sports Channel. Check into Victoria's Body Shop and tune up your body.
My body shop specializes in mind and body alignment.
Victoria's Body Shop. Weekday mornings at 6 and 11. Only on Sports Channel. This weekend on Sports Channel. Friday, DC returns to Nets country for his first game against his former mates. Saturday, Beard's crew tips off against the Pistons' explosive guard, Grant Hill. The Nets battle the Sixers and Pistons this weekend on Sports Channel.
This copyrighted broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the NBA.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Matt Laughlin. Tonight's game is being shown to all cable subscribers, so if you're not a Sports Channel regular and would like to see the Nets, Devils, Islanders, and Mets, plus Big East basketball and more, call 1-800-4R-SPORTS or your local cable operator. In the NBA, the Boston Celtics are in the midst of a free fall. They've lost 9 of their last 11 games. Tonight they're hosting Sacramento at the Fleet Center, and ML Carr saying, come on, guys, let's try to pick up a win here, and they try to do it off the run. Rick Fox to Dino Raja for the jam. Raja with 13 in the first quarter. Then Dana Barros from 3. He's done that for about 127 games in a row. Celtics by 13. Kings come back. Mitch Richmond to Olden Polynice. Little shimmy for punctuation from Polynice. Now in the second quarter, the Kings lead by 7, 53-46. Philadelphia without Derek Coleman. Today, his sprained right ankle placed in a cast. He'll be out for the next 7 to 10 days. That means he'll miss Friday's game against the Nets. The 76ers losing to Washington in the second. Also tonight, Seattle and Chicago early on tied at 9. A little later on, Cleveland takes on San Antonio. Out west, it's Miami visiting Portland. And Denver takes on Vancouver. On the ice at Madison Square Garden, the Rangers are playing San Jose, trying to run their home unbeaten streak to 19 games. The Rangers jumped out to a 2-0 lead, but the Sharks have rallied, and at the first break, they're tied at 3. Mark Messier is playing in that game, by the way. We'll have highlights on the post-game show, but when we come back, we'll get you to the Meadowlands. We're at the end of the first half. The Nets lead the Knicks by 8, 50-42.
Are you ready for some turf-burning, high-scoring, board-slamming, take-a-punch, lose-your-lunch, high-fiving, hard-driving, back-slapping, how'd that happen, makes you wonder, hawk-trashing Saints action?
The New York Saints kick off their 1996 season this Saturday night at 7:30 at Nassau Coliseum versus the Rochester Nighthawks and Paul Gate. Tickets are available for just $10 at the box office and Ticketmaster locations. Saints Lacrosse is brought to you by Bud Light, official beer.
Saints Lacrosse, be there.
To have some remodeling work done in your home or office? Then call 1-800-REMODEL today and get in touch with the experienced people at Jarrow Building Industries. When you call Jarrow at 1-800-REMODEL, you'll be working with talented professionals who will take you through every critical step of your remodeling project, designed to fit your budget. Jarrow Builders has been providing quality remodeling work for over 29 years and offers a 3-year warranty on workmanship and materials. Call Jarrow Builders today at 1-800-REMODEL and begin to work with the best.
Why aren't you driving a Ford Windstar?
Windstar has it all. The most powerful engine of any minivan and over 40 standard safety features.
It's one of the safest minivans on the road today.
One of the best values, too. Now get a Windstar loaded with features and save $1,350.
5 out of the top 10 and counting best-selling cars and trucks are at your tri-state quality Ford dealer.
Kind of makes you wonder.
Why aren't you driving a Ford?
Home theater. You've seen it, you've heard it, you want it, but what exactly is it?
Start with a TV. The one you're watching's fine.
And this, the 3M Digital 6 Surround Sound System. Everything you need for real theater sound in one box. Now, let's put it together. You have a digital sound processor, 6 balanced speakers, a few simple connections, and you've got your home theater. And get a load of this price.
Home theater in a box from 3M, sold exclusively at Nobody Beats the Wiz.
Continental Airlines. Now among the best in the business at handling your baggage.
Sports Channel in January starts a new year of great sports action. The Devils and Islanders face off against the Bruins, Sabres, Kings, and Avalanche in over 20 exclusive games. The NBA heats up on Sports Channel when the Nets tip off against the Hornets, Lakers, Rockets, and many more. Catch exclusive Big East basketball matchups featuring Seton Hall, UConn, Rutgers, and Georgetown. Halls of Fame profiles NBA legend Bill Walton. It's all coming your way in January only on Sports Channel.
The Nets with an 8-point halftime lead over the Knicks. For the Nets, it's a case of been there, done that. What matters is what they do from here on out. That's where their problem has been lately, as we get you back to the Meadowlands. And Ian and Bill.
Well, Matt, yes, we were all curious to see how the Nets would respond to what took place in Orlando last night, that bitter defeat at the O Arena, a place where they have played some wild games, but never seemed to come out on top. They have responded very well, but Butch Beard now has the task of convincing his team that they've got to do it again in the second half.
Well, you might look for a little press, a little half-court trap, a little shake-up by the Knicks. The one thing that the Knicks are is an experienced team. And sometimes experienced teams, they don't mean it, but they fight their way through a half, get the adjustments that you noted that Nelly might give them, and then go out and start picking up the tempo of the defense and trying to force some more action and make you take tougher shots. Bad shot selection takes place, and that's been one of the Nets' dilemmas, their inability to score even when they get that open shot. So you know, it is a concern, and I think mentally, until you learn how to win, which is part of the process, you're going to have those games like you did last night, and I'm sure one of the fears now at the half.
And our halftime highlights, battle of the big men. Sean Bradley and Patrick Ewing going toe-to-toe early, and Bradley able to show some of his outside abilities off. I think you and I would both like to see him take it to the interior more.
Yeah, he doesn't really establish down low and finish strong, but early on he had Patrick muttering a little bit. In fact, one time Patrick fell and hurt his foot trying to fly right there, as a matter of fact, the ankle right in this is the right ankle, same spot that was injured, and that's the one where you say, take over and give it a message when you finish. And a guy who's been doing it night in and night out, he's like one of those batteries. He just keeps on going. Post pass, nice easy little completion, and not much help. They're letting Bradley play him alone, and he has had nice opportunities down low, and when not there, been able to step outside and find himself in position. You mentioned one of the best outside shooting big guys. Well, there's a lot of good ones. Mel Counts jumps to mind, but not a center who used to step out to that forward spot.
Take a look at the halftime stats. The Knicks actually out shooting New Jersey, but the Nets getting 7 more attempts from the field. Rebounding, Knicks winning that category. Really the difference here, turnovers. 12 for New York, leading to 18 New Jersey points. Only 5 for the Nets, but we remember what took place in the second half against Orlando. Nets got rattled with that home court advantage from the Magic, and things fell apart in the fourth quarter, especially in the turnover category. Patrick Ewing, high man with 15. Anthony Mason with 9. 3 Nets in double figures, Armin Gilliam, P.J. Brown, and Sean Bradley. The rebounding totals, Mason has 7, Ewing with 4, Bradley 6, Jason Williams with 5. Kenny Anderson not really playing a role against this Knick team, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that Chris Childs played so well when he was in there.
I like the numbers, though. Yeah. 2 for 3, a couple of assists, real sound, didn't try and go by. Harper came out of the game, but you mentioned Orlando and the turnovers. The Nets, there were 16 turnovers by Orlando in the first half. They only had 2 in the second half. So you can look for the Knicks to value the ball a little bit more. It's going to put a little more pressure on the Nets' half-court offense, so they're going to have to run it efficiently, and I think it's going to have to go through hammer on the box and occasionally to kick back pass to put pressure on the jump shots.
Now, you pointed it out earlier. It looks like the Knicks have been lagging behind a little bit, out of sync offensively and even defensively. We're so used to seeing that pressure from the New York Knicks. Really some of what Pat Riley taught these players, and now you bring Don Nelson's offensive scheme. I think the Knicks were hoping to get a good balance of both this season in their run towards a championship. Haven't really seen it tonight.
Maybe it's a confidence that they have, though. You're right, no fervor on that defensive end. In games I've watched, as well as I'm sure they've gotten after it defensively and still able to run the ball and take advantage of some of the skills. I think that's what Nelly has done, brought a little more of a relaxed atmosphere on that offensive end. But defensively, I think they'd like to get back to where they were last year.
It's halftime here at the Meadowlands, and the New Jersey Nets leading the Knicks in their second meeting of the season between these two clubs. The Nets up 50-42.
2 reasons to choose Bell Atlantic 9X Mobile, the cellular leader. Your 2 sides. Your emotional side would love a cellular phone. Your rational side thinks it's too expensive. Your emotional side wants to stay in touch with family, friends, and tow trucks. Your rational side says, no way, we can't afford it. Well, look at this, both of you. It's Talk Along, the cellular service that's just $14.99 a month. Plus, we'll give you a $35 credit on service or a phone. Call now and we'll sign you right up. With Talk Along, you can call your kids from the store, your boss from a cab, a tow truck from a ditch for $14.99 a month. Look, have your rational side pull out any major credit card and call now. You'll get Talk Along service for $14.99 a month, a Nokia phone for $39.99, plus put your monthly service on a credit card and there's no $25 activation fee. Your rational side will love that. So get yourself together. Grab your credit card and sign up now to get Talk Along and a $35 credit on your phone or service. Talk Along, only from Bell Atlantic 9X Mobile.
Light, the silver bullet. It's shipped cold to preserve the clean taste of the Rockies.
Tap the Rockies!
Welcome back to the Meadowlands. Butch Beard, your team has an 8-point lead. How do you sustain this in the second half?
Well, we're hoping that we can play with the same energy that we played with in the first half. We shot the ball well. We moved the ball well. The big key was we only had 5 turnovers. Now, I'm hoping now that we can start the first 5 minutes of this third quarter because I know that New York now is going to come with extra energy.
But it's been a chamber of horrors in the second half for this team. Did you specifically talk about that in the locker room?
No, I didn't. I told them that what we have to do is continue to play the way that we've been playing, make sure that they get themselves loose warming up, and then let's see what happens. And I truly believe tonight that we're going to hang on to this lead because this is a very big game for us for a number of different reasons.
Thank you very much, Butch.
Okay.
Mike, 50-42, the Nets leading the Knicks with third quarter action coming up. Nets basketball being brought to you by Coors Light. Ship cold to bring you all that is great about the Rockies. Tap the Rockies with Coors Light. Ian Eagle, Bill Raftery, Mike Harris with you from the Continental Airlines Arena. Ewing and Bradley. A couple of 7-footers. Bradley, of course, has 6 inches on Patrick Ewing, but does not have the bulk. Ewing at 7 foot, 245. Nets, when leading at halftime, 8-6. They are 9-4 at home. The Knicks, one of the best teams on the road this season, 8-5 away from the Garden. Back-to-back wins, beginning 6 nights ago with the Nets, and then last night against the Boston Celtics. Knicks a 500 club when trailing at the end of the first half. Starks finds Mason, misses the layup. Great cut to the hoop.
Out of the gate, great little play. A little nickel dimer. And that's where Harper is tough on Kenny Anderson. Great hand strength. Against Houston and Orlando twice. Nets come out in control. They're not able to sustain, so growth and maturity essential for them. At some point, they got to learn how to win.
Nets had a 2-point lead, 47-45 last night at the end of the first half in Orlando.
This is where they got to go through.
Killian, the isolation. Rebound, Oakley.
Mason did his job, chested him out, another foot or two.
8-point advantage for the New Jersey Nets. Harper, the acceleration in the bucket.
What hustle by Starks. They can't make or feed good teams.
And a needless turnover as the Nets were trying to force the action. Patrick Ewing. That high arcing delivery. And a 20-second timeout has been taken by Butch Beard. Knicks outscore the Nets 4-0 with 1:09 elapsed in the third quarter. Hey, get the best deal in hoops history with White Castle and the New Jersey Nets. Check this deal out. For only $39.95, you receive 4 tickets to the Nets-Lakers game on Saturday, January 27th. 4 meals at White Castle, which include 12 burgers, 4 French fries, and 4 soft drinks. Plus, White Castle will also toss in a free regulation-size basketball and a cap to top the whole deal off. To order your White Castle family plan, call the Nets at 201-935-8888. 50-46. Nets on top of the Knicks.
They switched the exchange.
Gilliam defended one-on-one by Oakley. 7 to shoot. Gilliam backing in off the double team. Anderson, shot clock winding down. Gilliam with the shot clock expiring. Rebound taken by Ewing. Harper for 2.
You can see their energy level up.
Childs watched by Harper. Nets still looking for their first point of the 3rd quarter. Oakley knocks it away from Bradley.
Well, he is so good at stripping a guy.
Starks in transition. Pull up, that's for 2. Rebound Bradley, and a foul is called on the interior.
Childs involved. Should have just let it go. You got Bradley right there. Unbelievable. In fact, Weber was hurt on a play similar to that, only Oakley had fallen to the floor and made a great defensive play. I mean, he just does not give up on it.
Ewing misses the chippy. Childs to the hoop. Blocked away by Starks. It'll go the other way.
Hit him on the head, and Childs wants to foul. Well, if you don't get the open floor opportunity, you can see all the blue shirts and a nice defensive play that time by Starks. It did indeed fall off of Childs' head.
Out of bounds. Starks the spin. Dish off for Oakley. Charles Oakley.
No hand up. Nobody jumped out. Butch wants the timeout. Well, experience. Knowing how to get to people. Calling the right numbers on offense. All Knicks.
A 6-0 run to start the second half. On the Modell scoreboard, Nets up by 2.
Introducing the $15,000 BMW. Presenting the $15,000 Lexus. Behold the $15,000 Mercedes. To everyone who thought it was impossible to build an affordably priced luxury car, we have just one thing to say. It's here. The Nissan Altima. Now lease an Altima GXE with 0 down and $229 a month for 36 months.
The revolution will be led by Jason Kidd, but he will not face the nation, meet the press, or host the Revolution online cyber chat, because the revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised, and the revolution will not fail. But with every no-look pass, every three-point shot, every crossover, and every strong finish, Jason Kidd speaks for the revolution. For the revolution is about basketball, and basketball is the truth.
You never really know when you'll need cash. That's why you need a Discover card. Use your card to get cash during business hours from financial institutions and select merchant locations, or 24 hours a day from thousands of ATMs. The Discover card. Because when you need cash, timing is everything. It pays to Discover, the card that pays you back. Use it where you see the Novus sign.
To Los Angeles, courtesy. Nets lead at 50-48 with 9:24 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Coming up this week on Sports Channel, our subscribers will see some great Nets action as their homestand continues. The Detroit Pistons in town. Nets tip off against Grant Hill and the Pistons on Saturday night. To order Sports Channel, call 1-800-4R-SPORTS or your local cable operator.
Butch concerned about being ready to play. I didn't think they were out of the gate defensively. Harper went right down the lane, and offense stagnant and struggling.
Shot clock down to 5. Gilliam will have to make something happen.
Mason, he could chest out Brighton Beach, I think. Able to push you into a tough delivery.
Well, the hammer was up to the challenge. 16 points for Gilliam. Oakley open again.
With the challenge there, and they got Ewing on the loose. over Bradley. And even though Sean might be slight, all he has to do is get in front of big guys, far enough away from the basket. Nelly not agreeing with the call, but just present himself, check a guy out, and the Nets can go run a little bit.
And that's the third foul on Patrick Ewing. It's a 4-point advantage for the Nets. Harper doesn't buy into the Anderson spin. Nets are riding Gilliam.
Well, Bradley may have gotten away with one there.
Terrific defense, though, by Anthony Mason. Runs into Gilliam. Offensive foul.
Nice heads-up play by the Hammer. Held his ground. It may not have been the angle that was ideal to pick it up, but he stayed still. That was key. And this is after Bradley may have gotten away with one, and Mason, who we noted, that physical frame, can annihilate people.
Mason claiming that Gilliam was standing sideways.
It doesn't matter as long as you're still or established position initially.
Exactly the call from Ed Rush. 52-48 New Jersey. Brown steps in. Oakley battles for the loose ball.
Zip to himself, heads up.
Harper waits for his teammates to come down the floor. Ewing, tough move over Bradley. Knicks have outscored the Nets 8-2 in the third quarter. Patrick Ewing with 19 points.
Well, they know where to go now. Get you a nice spin out by Bradley.
The drop step, he got hung up at a strange angle. But the fourth foul has been called on Patrick Ewing.
Nice little try by the BYU. Great. And Ewing, who made that wonderful old step-through move at the other end. But right here, you get the body, you can feel. And so many guys can do it. You can see the strength of Ewing rooting him right under the glass.
So that sends Patrick Ewing to the bench. He's replaced by Herb Williams.
Bradley here in the booze area, he's probably thinking he's in Philly. He didn't realize it was a Knick home game.
Yeah, he had to catch himself for a moment. 11 points, 7 rebounds, and a chance for Sean Bradley to do some damage on the interior. Herb Williams checks in at 6'11".
Love to watch Oakley. I mean, he doesn't have to soar after a rebound. Just so understanding. Williams in, a solid contributor. And earlier you mentioned about his shooting just on that particular jump shot. He's a solid jump shooter. A little small changer on Gilliam.
Personal foul number 43, Marvin Gilliam, his third.
Number 3 on the Hammer. 7:23 left, third quarter. Mason wants a clear out to the goal.
What a release, huh? Well, that's combination. Power. Finesse.
Anthony Mason with 11. Nets lead it by 2. Childs defended by Starks. Herb Williams battling with Bradley. Chris Childs, a strange angle as he stepped in for the deuce.
You like Bradley being competitive like that, huh?
Oakley on the outside. Bradley lunges into a rebound. 56-52 New Jersey. The crossover from Anderson sets up a Childs 3. Rebounded by Herb Williams.
Harper alone.
A 3. Gilliam comes up with the board.
They do such a nice job, New York, containing the dribble. That's where the Nets have to get better. The guards have to make sure nobody turns the corner and gets to the goal.
Nets slow it down with 12 remaining on the 24. Anderson, roaming baseline, doesn't get the roll. Anderson trying to pick the pocket of Harper.
What a frustration for Kenny, unable to finish.
Only his 4th field goal attempt. He's hit 2. 7 to shoot. Mason with 4 on the clock. Mason creating space.
He knew when he had the hammer. He doesn't need much room despite the bulk. Good hesitation, change of pace.
And gaining confidence in his offensive game. 56-54 Nets. Anderson, the drive, comes up short, a force.
Now that's where he's got to get back to his game. Run the show. Doesn't need the points.
Starks, the pump fake.
Two competitors right here.
Starks, 1 out of 3 from the field.
I think PJ got the hands in, huh? Yeah.
The basket won't count. P.J. Brown is called for the foul on the floor.
Number 2, I believe.
The Knicks looking for the tie. Harper posting up Anderson. Bradley pinches over, and it may have cost him. It does.
What he did is he went down and he came back. You got to commit. Go all the way down and stay. 4 last night. And this leads to a chance. And as you mentioned, the last couple of games, you give points away.
Shooting the technical controls.
Oakley will shoot the technical. 84% on the season. He cuts the lead to 1. And even 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
And Harper continues a little post up. Caused some decisions for the Nets.
Harper on the box. Throws it away.
Does that help? Oakley didn't stay at home, made a little move to the basket.
56-55 New Jersey. Once again, Butch Beard sticking with his starting lineup deep into the third period. Childs one-on-one with Starks. Tries to go baseline. Starks able to cut off the hole. Chris Childs. Bradley flares in, but couldn't get the tap. Mason breaks out.
Good play.
And Gilliam able to come up with a basketball.
Giles with a great read, Ian.
Anderson straight down the lane. Kenny Anderson breaking down the New York defense. It gives the Nets a 3-point lead.
You get there, you make it. They can't run. That's what's hurt the Nets. They'll get to the goal, not convert, and the opponent comes running right back at you.
Harper splits defenders and a foul. It's called on Kenny Anderson.
Personal foul, number 7, Kenny.
And our first substitution of the third quarter from New Jersey. Armin Gilliam goes to the bench. He's replaced by Jason Williams.
And with Ewing on the bench enables Nets have to be ready on his inbounds right from the sideline to the post.
Mason posting up. Takes P.J. Brown to the hoop.
You let them settle too deep. Almost where you're going to have to front now and let them lob. Get some weak side assistance.
Anthony Mason has 15. Anderson runs into Oakland. Anderson baseline.
Pretty.
P.J. Brown rocks the rim.
Well, the kid, the last 2 trips has been solid. Prime, that time on a nice look. Good cut by Brown.
14 for P.J. Nets up by 3. Williams on the outside. Williams sets the pick for Harper. He continues down the lane. A wild attempt. Nets might have gotten a piece. Anderson, the no-look feed. Brown tried to slam it down again, but he draws the foul.
And what a great run by P.J. Brown. Now, he was going to go down and through if he didn't catch the ball, would have opened the lane. But here, coming to the goal, the ability to get in the hole. And there's been some chatting going on. They all read the same papers, don't they? And listen to the same radio shows, too. And then Mason down at this end continues a little whooping. And he took P.J. to the hole on this end.
Yinka Dare checks into the game, replacing Sean Bradley. First minutes for Dare in 1996. The last game he played against Golden State. That was on December 30th of 95. 1 out of 2 for PJ. 61-57 New Jersey. 3:05 remaining in the third. Mason may make it a personal quest to take P.J. Brown to the goal once again. Starks lost his footing momentarily. Shot clock at 7. Herb Williams. In and out. Jason Williams with a rebound. Anderson pushing it up the floor.
You know, so Oakley come over to pinch. Now, what the Nets aren't doing is making a cut when the double occurs down on the box. But I think everybody will stay home for the Knicks.
The pick set for Williams. It creates a turnover. Oakley hits the deck, and a 3-on-3. Harper for 2. And that was created by the scrappy play of Charles Oakley.
Well, they blitz the pick and roll, and great reaction. You are correct by Oakley.
2:12 left in the third.
So it makes him so valuable, Ian. I mean, this is a different team when he's not on the floor.
Yinka Dare posting up Herb Williams. Dare had it blocked away by Herb. 61-59 New Jersey. Oakley for the tie. Got it!
You're trying to steal some minutes. Yinka not really the ideal guy to be going to. Offensively, you think of some other options. Maybe Jason a little bit away from the hole. Kenny penetration. PJ coming off some bumps.
Deadlocked at 61. Shot clock is down to 6. PJ Brown. Dare battling.
Look at this hustle.
3 players hit the floor. PJ Brown and a blocking foul.
Oakley late. Great read by Brown. They got a T as well. On Mason.
And Mace better watch out. He's still jawing with David Jones.
He's going to get another one.
The whistle went to the mouth of Jones. He was about to blow it for the second technical foul, but Herb Williams stepped in and saved Anthony Mason for this ball game.
I don't know why he does that. I mean, all the games you watch, officials talk. He'll get excited. I don't know if he feels he plays better when he does it, or it gets his teammates in position to finish people off. But he's such a factor during the game. I mean, he's been doing a wonderful job offensively against P.J. Brown. Relax. It was a bang-bang play. It didn't go your way. You'll get some.
And he can't play better from the locker room. That's exactly where he was headed with that second technical foul.
The silver bullet, it's shipped cold to tap the clean taste of the Rockies. Tap the Rockies!
Why aren't you driving a Ford Windstar?
Windstar has it all. The most powerful engine of any minivan and over 40 standard safety features.
It's one of the safest minivans on the road today.
One of the best values, too. Now get a Windstar loaded with features and save $1,350.
5 out of the top 10 and counting best-selling cars and trucks are at your tri-state quality Ford dealer.
Kind of makes you wonder.
Why aren't you driving a Ford?
Break out your Nets gear, get to a game to cheer the Nets on. Modell Sporting Goods and Porter Athletic will make it worth your while. When you come to the Nets game on Wednesday, January 24th versus the world champion Houston Rockets, dressed up in Nets apparel, Modell's and Porter Athletic will give you a gift. However, only the first 1,500 fans in Nets apparel get the gift, so make sure you come early. Don't forget, Wednesday, January 24th, Nets and Rockets, the third Modell Sporting Goods Porter Athletic apparel night.
And these are bang-bang. You'll see up in the air right away. And then Oakley came in. I mean, it's a bang-bang call. Either coach or players are going to be upset. That's where Mason has to stay within himself. Don't give away points. He may feel it makes him play better. He can't play any better than he was playing when he was calm.
Mason with 15 points, 11 rebounds. P.J. Brown hitting the first of 2. So the Nets took advantage of the technical with Chris Childs connecting. And Brown goes 2 out of 2 to increase the lead to 64-61. A minute 20 left, third quarter.
Now, Yinka's got to stay at home, keep Patrick off the glass, and they get the foul as he tries to beat him to the box.
Patrick Ewing playing with 4 fouls. Contact was made by Dare. Both teams over the limit, so Ewing will go to the strike.
The free throw line, Patrick Ewing shooting 2.
Ewing, 74% this season. Still ringless at the professional level, looking for that first championship. Came within an eyelash of getting it against the Houston Rockets 2 years ago.
And I talked to Nelson before the game just on Patrick's work habits and this, how solid he is, and a pleasure to coach. And when your star or leader gives you that kind of effort, everybody sort of follows.
Gary Grant has checked into the game. He defends Chris Childs. 60 seconds remaining, third quarter. Nets up by 1. P.J. Brown.
Good kick.
Childs. The extra pass underneath, knocked out of bounds. And the Knicks will take over.
Tough little pass for anybody. You're not used to that kind of sleight of hand.
Down to 45 seconds remaining in the third. Knicks can take the lead. Ewing.
Does that help him fading away? He should go right at Yinkadare.
The Knicks reset. Ewing off the double. Mason taking it to Edwards. And a whistle.
He just understood. He had Edwards able to elevate if he had to on the jump shot. Also looking to pass it off.
That's the first foul on Kevin Edwards. Anthony Mason at the free throw line. Chance to give the Knicks the lead. 64-63 New Jersey.
And in Butch's mind, he stole some time with Yinkadare. Trying to get to the fourth period. Right around the tie mark.
Anthony Mason, he has been a workhorse so far this season. The Knicks have their first lead since the 10:02 mark of the first quarter. New York led it 6-4. Now it's 65-64. A 3-second differential. Shot clock to game clock. Nets will hold for 1. 12 to shoot. Childs with Grant. P.J. Brown goes in motion.
Good cut by Williams.
Edwards couldn't make the catch. Shot clock down to 2. Edwards will have to heave it up for 3.
Look at this guy hustle too. P.J. Brown. Up.
Brown on the putback.
Great effort.
The score at the end of 3 quarters.
End of the third quarter.
66 to New York 65.
Anthony Mason helping the Knicks to come back in this ball game. But the Nets lead it 66-65. Fourth quarter.
There is a place pilots talk about, but few have ever been. It's a place where training, aircraft design, indeed a pilot's ability to stay cool, are put to the absolute test. Presenting The Challenge of Flight, an exclusive new series that takes you where no aviation videos have ever gone before. Start with Final Approach. Be there when it all goes wrong. When raw power, fear, and the ejection seat is all the pilot has left. In incredible detail and first-hand accounts, you'll see what happens low and slow over a pitching carrier deck. Gear up with nowhere to go. And in the bunker when you test how bad it can be. Be an eyewitness to history as you watch exclusive footage declassified and released here for the very first time. Order your copy of Final Approach and go where few pilots have ever been before.
Call now to order a special preview video of the entire Challenge of Flight series for only $5 and get these aviator sunglasses free. Call now.
Does it like you the way that you do? Nobody's got the power to please me.
You can't see deep down embedded dirt, but now it can't hide from the new Hoover Dirt Finder. It electronically senses embedded dirt, so Hoover's powerful cleaning effectiveness can get what you might have missed. You'll know it's clean when the light turns green.
Hoover, nobody does it like you.
Welcome back to the Meadowlands. I'm with P.J. Brown's agent, Mark Bartelstein, and the talks have just been underway not long. How would you characterize them?
They went real well. We just had a meeting this evening to talk about what PJ's plans are for the future, what the Nets are looking to do, and it was just a preliminary discussion, but it went real well.
I talked to PJ earlier, and he said that he wants to be happy while he's playing basketball, and I asked him if he could be happy in New Jersey. He said yes.
I think the key for PJ is he wants to win, you know, and I think as long as he feels the Nets are committed to winning, which I think they are, then he can be happy here. He likes the people here. He likes playing. We're gonna talk and see what goes on.
Well, thanks very much. Ian and Bill.
P.J. Brown came up with a career-high 23 against the Knicks 6 nights ago. He has 19 tonight. Edwards on a layup attempt. The Knicks can regain the lead. Ewing posting up Williams. Drops it for Mason. The catch and the dish off. Charles Smith.
That actually went over the top.
No call was made, but the Nets do come away with the ball.
And Kevin really unsure, gave it up to PJ. Fortunately, got a glimpse.
Childs the pull-up jump, using the glass.
Well, you don't see many of those. UCLA did a lot of them, and Sam Jones a little bit for the old Celtics.
Chris Childs, 11 points, 8 assists. Nets go up by 3. Ball knocked out of bounds. Last touch, Gilliam.
And when you mention Gilliam, you would imagine the Nets and Butch will be trying to get him some touches. All of a sudden, you've got to react to the double if they do it on the hammer.
Butch Beard was able to get Gilliam a rest in that third quarter. Nets 8-3 when leading after 3 quarters. They were leading because P.J. Brown hit a shot with only half a second remaining. 2 left on the 24. Ewing, a 3-pointer. Williams tracks down the loose ball. (68-65) Nets, 10.5 left. Fourth quarter at the Meadowlands. Brown the pump fake. P.J. Brown, that mini hook shot, once again draws the foul.
Now they're doing some nice little things on that stringing out of the pick and roll. That time able to cut and then reverse to the corner. P.J. able to use the dribble.
P.J. Brown to shoot a pair. I want to say a special hello to our viewers enjoying this free preview of Nets basketball. Hoop fans will love Sports Channel's lineup of great NBA and college basketball action. That includes 70 live net games. To order Sports Channel, call 1-800-4R-SPORTS or your local cable operator. P.J. Brown, 20 points. 69-65, New Jersey.
Good deflection again. Hammer able. A nice cushion by P.J. Brown as well. And the Knicks defense is always solid. Nets have just stepped up the last month or so. Look at this front by Williams. He forgets to unwrap his arms.
Williams gets called for the foul. It's Childs, Edwards, Gilliam, Brown, and Williams for the Nets. Davis, Grant, Smith, Mason, and Ewing for New York. The post up. Ewing.
Size.
Patrick Ewing with 23 on 10 of 18 from the field. He scored only 9 in limited action against the Boston Celtics last night. Gilliam one-on-one with Smith. Ewing comes over to help. Childs straight down the lane.
That's just a terrific reaction. And they stayed at home once the double occurred. Good activity by the Nets.
Nets lead at 71-67. Some token pressure in the backcourt as Childs backs off.
Now Jason's got to figure it's going to come his way. As Ewing just picks and then rolls to the spaces out.
Ewing. Short. Kenny Anderson watching from the bench. It's Childs and Edwards in the backcourt. Brown backing in on Mason. The double from Davis.
Good extra pass here.
Edwards, wide open 3. He knocks it down.
Not so much, huh? For the car problem. Able to stroke that one. Good reversing of the basketball. Able to read and understand the doubling of the Knicks right now.
Timeout call on the Modell scoreboard. The Nets up by 7.
I'll drive.
No, I can drive. It's no problem.
No, I'll drive.
No, but I can drive. No, it's no problem. I can get in.
Power sunroof, wood trim, state-of-the-art sound system. The Volvo 960. You'd want to drive it too. And now at a lease price of only $399 per month, the Volvo 960 is even nicer to drive. Did I say it's only $399? Yeah, $399.
When I used to run for a living, teamwork was the key to my success. The same can be said for my new team, TotalTel. TotalTel is a full-service long-distance carrier with a state-of-the-art fiber optic network. Customer service with a personalized touch. And most importantly, you save money. Stop fumbling around with other long-distance carriers.
When you think of quality, savings, and personal service, think TotalTel. Call 1-800-584-4000. Nets on top 74-67. We talked about Anthony Mason being the workhorse for this New York Knicks ball club. P.J. Brown has actually played one more minute than Mace, 34 compared to 33. Mason leading the league in minutes this season. Who's the all-time leader?
It's got to be Will. Then what's the number? And they go right to their main guy after the timeout, as expected. Wiltie, and what was the number?
48.5 minutes per game. That's what Wilt Chamberlain averaged in 1961-62 for the Philadelphia Warriors. That means he played every minute of every game, including overtime. Edwards. Jason Williams coming up with the offensive rebound.
And how smart, getting it back out. He just loves that as much as scoring.
13 boards for Williams. Childs. A little razzle-dazzle. He doesn't get the bucket.
I think it's on the hammer. Got his body in there, and you can see, much to his chagrin, Chris Childs unable to get that little dipsy-do to go.
That's number 4 on Armin Gilliam. Derek Harper checks in. Patrick Ewing to the bench.
Now you got to think Mason.
And Patrick Ewing.
74-67. New Jersey with the lead. Oakley.
Force you to make that.
24 hours ago, we were in a similar situation. The difference, Nets were down in Orlando. They had about a 7-point lead. At the 7.5-minute mark, they let it dissipate. Gilliam.
Oh, they give it on Jason Williams, as Oakley did try and step in, and what an aggressive performer in Jason Williams. He just went all the way with Oakley. Now, if I were Mason, I would go to the goal this time. Real quick before the double occurs. Let's see what they do. They wave him out.
Harper working on Childs. It's Smith who sets the pick. There's the roll. Smith to the baseline. Jumper. Rebound Williams. He and Gilliam battling with one another.
He doesn't give it up to his teammates.
7-point advantage for New Jersey. Williams, an open look, comes up short. Knicks had looked flat here in the fourth quarter, but the Nets unable to administer that knockout punch. Mason to the hoop.
What use of the dribble, huh?
Anthony Mason.
The extraordinary little cross. They talk about Hardaway. That's as impressive. Right there between the leg. Change hand, and able to mix it with the big guys. Very tough to defend in a round.
2 reasons to choose Bell Atlantic 9X Mobile, the cellular leader. Your 2 sides. Your emotional side would love a cellular phone. Your rational side thinks it's too expensive. Your emotional side wants to stay in touch with family, friends, and tow trucks. Your rational side says, no way, we can't afford it. Well, look at this, both of you. It's Talk Along, the cellular service that's just $14.99 a month. Plus, we'll give you a $35 credit on service or a phone. Call now and we'll sign you right up. With Talk Along, you can call your kids from the store, your boss from a cab, a tow truck from a ditch for $14.99 a month. Look, have your rational side pull out any major credit card and call now. You'll get Talk Along service for $14.99 a month, a Nokia phone for $39.99, plus put your monthly service on a credit card and there's no $25 activation fee. Your rational side will love that. So get yourself together. Grab your credit card and sign up now to get Talk Along and a $35 credit on your phone or service. Talk Along, only from Bell Atlantic 9X Mobile.
Tomorrow at 7:30 on Sports Channel's New Sport, the Devils take on Chris Terreri and the San Jose Sharks. Live pregame coverage begins at 7:15 with the Sports Authority Game Time. Then it's the Devils and the Sharks tomorrow at 7:30 on Sports Channel's New Sport.
I'm looking down at the Knick timeout, and you see nets are breaking now, but just Harper took over as they left the huddle. All of a sudden, Oakley had a question. Stan Van Ginten jumped up and trying to decide how to handle the double and what they wanted on the offensive end.
No Sean Bradley, no Kenny Anderson. Butch Beard sticking with Childs, Edwards, Brown, Williams, and Armin Gilliam.
Not bad in the back-to-backs, huh?
Nets have numbers on their side. Shot clock is down to 7. Edwards with Harper. Childs forced to put up a 3. Got it!
Oh, and he shot both guns on that one. Good presence of mind. Good defense by the Knicks. Negated.
Chris Childs with 16 points. Davis, the hesitation, able to hit anyway.
And that was a flare screen, and Kevin Edwards should have slid behind the bump. Lack of communication by the Nets.
7 points for Hubert Davis. 77-71 New Jersey. 6:08 left, fourth quarter. Edwards draws the double, backs it out for Childs. Once again, the shot clock winding down. Gilliam lets it go out of bounds. Nets will have to work quickly with 3 remaining on the 24. Here comes Anderson and Bradley.
This is a good deal. Now, Kevin Edwards struggled a little bit with the bounce. Kenny Anderson in. You got 2 penetrators. And Nick's stepping up their defensive energy. Sort of great hands. They got a catch, dribble, and shot here.
Gilliam, the shove off from Oakley. Gets it up in time, but doesn't hit rim. That's a 24-second violation. So it's Anderson and Childs, joined by Brown, Gilliam, and Bradley. For the Knicks, Harper, Davis, Mason, Oakley, and Ewing. Kenny Anderson, 3 of 6 from the field, 8 points, 4 assists.
Got to stay at home on Davis if the ball goes in and they double.
Ewing, power move, blocked away by Bradley.
To stay with it.
P.J. Brown, an open look. Bradley couldn't grab the rebound. Mason in transition. Ewing fronting Bradley. The kick out for Davis. A 3.
Can't leave him.
Rebounded by Gilliam. Nets up by 6 with the ball. 5:10 left here at the Meadowlands. Childs breaks open. Another trifecta.
I don't know if they did give him the 3. Yes. Nice double screen. And what confidence Butch Beard has shown in CC. Chris Childs.
Chris Childs.
Nice pass. PJ reacted for the ball fake across to Davis, which is a natural thing. But what a step to the ball by Mason.
The backdoor cut. 10 points in the fourth quarter for Childs. The Nets lead it 80-73. 4.5 left. P.J. Brown lost it momentarily. Shot clock at 8. Anderson.
Good play by Bradley.
Bradley. The follow goes down.
He was expected to go to the line. Well, a new personality.
Timeout taken by the Knicks.
Well, he missed the one you mentioned a little earlier on the fly through the air, but here able to take the hit showing a little bit of strength too as he went up to finish it. Oh.
Introducing the $15,000 BMW. Presenting the $15,000 Lexus. Behold the $15,000 Mercedes. To everyone who thought it was impossible to build an affordably priced luxury car, we have just one thing to say. It's here. The Nissan Altima. Now lease an Altima GXE with 0 down and $229 a month for 36 months.
He's 6'2", weighs 265, can bench press over 400 pounds. And you're gonna put him in a 19-inch box? We don't think so. Come to Nobody Beats the Wiz. Buy any Mitsubishi big screen, big tube, or VCR and pay no money down, no payments, and no accrued interest for 18 months till summer of '97. Go big at Nobody Beats the Wiz Total Entertainment Centers.
Grinnell, the recognized name in paving stones, would like you to participate in the great paper giveaway. Win 1 million pavers or $250,000. Either way, you can't lose. You can pick up a contest entry form at Select Net Home Games or at your local Grinnell dealer. You must be 21 years or older to participate. Installation not included. Call Grinnell for more info at 201-383-9300.
Well, you want guys to hustle, and Jason Williams sort of sets the tone for the New Jersey Nets. And a guy reborn, the renaissance of Sean Bradley, finding a home and contributing.
82-73. Nets on top of the Knicks. New York, 4 of 12 from the field here in the fourth quarter. Starks got his man in the air. Harper open for a three. He knocks it down.
Nice ball movement. Very unselfish by John Stark.
During that timeout, Billy and I were wondering where Derek Harper was offensively. He's shown up. 10 to shoot. Nets up by 6. Anderson with 5 on the clock. Gilliam a post up with Oakland. Rebound, Derek Harper.
BJ's got to be ready, and then the double.
Oakley is open.
Oh, just couldn't snare it. But he got himself to shield Patrick Ewing just enough.
Nets 82, Knicks 76. 3:05 left.
Nice look.
Gilliam.
Oh, Child. The old dummy play kind of stare the guy off.
A gorgeous feed from Chris Childs. 9 assists for Childs. Ewing from the outside. In and out. Anderson up high for the board. Nets push it up the floor. The no-look feed for Gilliam. Got it!
All set up. You think of Williams rebounding and Bradley rebounding, and all of a sudden the guard, Kenny Anderson, going down and scrapping and coming up with one. And Bradley ran the floor on this, keeps everybody honest. And then the kick to the hammer. A knockdown suppose. Nets on a roll, 86-79.
Nobody does it like you, the way that you do. Nobody's got the power to please me.
The new Hoover Steamvac Deluxe with a 5-brush agitator. It washes and extracts dirt like a whole crew of professionals. So you know, there's really no comparison.
Nobody does it like you, Hoover. Nobody does it like you.
You never really know when you'll need cash. That's why you need a Discover card. Use your card to get cash during business hours from financial institutions and select merchant locations, or 24 hours a day from thousands of ATMs. The Discover card. Because when you need cash, timing is everything. It pays to Discover, the card that pays you back. Use it where you see the Novus sign.
I got it!
flight, the Silver Bullet. It's shipped cold to tap the clean taste of the Rockies. Tap the
I'll lead you into it.
And the ability of the guards to rebound, so important when you're occupied with the terrific front line of the Knicks. And right here, this part, naturally, a knockdown. NBA level, you get that open look, 15.
Nets go up by 10. Knicks need points in a hurry. Doug Christie in the game. Harper a three. That'll help.
You would mention his name, wouldn't you? Two of them. More basic defensively now. I don't think you have to rotate as much. Force the Knicks to use some clock.
Do the Nets have the killer instinct?
And they got to get into their offense right now. Down to 10.
86-79 New Jersey. Anderson around the pick with 5 to shoot. Gilliam is hacked.
Now that's helping your teammate out there. He wasn't counting the house. PJ was stuck. All he had was Bradley for an 18-20 footer. Right down the gut, the hammer.
So Armin Gilliam will shoot a pair. His team leads it 86-79. Gilliam with 21 points, 3 of 3 from the line tonight. Don Nelson's club in some trouble. 1:55 left in the fourth quarter.
And Fleming on the floor because all the three-point shooters now. You got Davis, Starks, Harper, and Christie. So they're playing awfully small. Christie about 25% from 3, and Jason appreciated the effort of Bradley.
2 out of 2 for Armin Gilliam. Nets up by 9.
Nets' job, make them use some clock and stay at home on the deep guys. Look at this lob. Oh.
Harper couldn't connect.
Could have come down with it and still made it.
A crucial miss for Derek Harper.
Spread the floor.
Nets taking their time. Down to 1:32 remaining. Shot clock at 8. Anderson gets into the offense. Childs for 3.
Save here by Hammer.
Armin Gilliam, the offensive rebound and a new shot clock. The Nets can taste victory with 1:15 to go on the fourth.
Well, Dean Smith's not here, but they got that four-corner covered, don't they?
Childs, same spot, same result.
And same effect by the Nets. Both forwards establishing on the glass.
The Knicks electing not to foul with 50 seconds, and there it is.
Nelly had been asking to foul.
Patrick Ewing in his second game back following the ankle injury. The Knicks a winner by 5 over Boston last night. Armin Gilliam and the Nets a bitter loss in Orlando.
Nice thing about the NBA, you get off the deck 24 hours. You were right, that was a very difficult one to handle. I mean, the coaches were devastated after that basketball. And the bus and the plane as quiet as we've seen it.
Yeah. Kevin Edwards checks in, replacing Armin Gilliam. 22 points, 7 rebounds.
Yeah, all the little guys are in. You and I'd have a shot right now.
Well, you. 50.5 seconds to go. Nets 90, Knicks 79.
You don't want to foul, even if it happens to be the basket.
Harper the duck in, comes up short. Personal foul called on Doug Christie.
Well, gratifying wins.
And considering the schedule coming up, Billy, even that much more gratifying because the Nets playing against Philadelphia Friday night, Detroit Saturday night, and then Toronto on Monday night. 3 very winnable games, at least when you look at the schedule.
Well, I don't think the coaches look at it that way because, as you've seen, the Nets have been able to play well and then fall back. Last night, a good example within games. So just trying to establish themselves a little bit offensively. I think defense is getting to the point it's more than respectable. Knows how to take people out of their sets.
You think the Knicks need to make a big move to make a run to the championship, or is this team as it's currently set up good enough to at least contend?
They're up there with Orlando and Chicago, no question. It's just a matter, there's not that much available. You say make a big move.
Well, we've heard about Barkley.
Would be a guy. Well, if you get a chance for Barkley, New York certainly can afford him. I would imagine, as they fit into their cap situation. But it's a team. Ewing heard coming in here, didn't play well last night. They weren't as fiery defensively as we've seen them, though.
Charlie Ward misses his first attempt at a three and misses the second. Chris Childs, by the way, a career high 21 points. Nets 92, Knicks 79. Greg Graham in the game.
They're going to have to take a shot or give it up. They got 3 difference.
Shot clock down to 4. They'll take the 24-second violation. Childs heaves it up for 3.
And they get the rebound, huh?
And that's it. The Nets win the second tri-state area battle. New Jersey played 4 quarters of sound basketball tonight. They beat the Knicks 92-79. Considering what this team went through 24 hours ago, this a very impressive victory. They were as down as we've seen them all season. A 12-point lead in the third quarter against Orlando. Willis Reed watched his team rebound at the Meadowlands Arena. The Nets improved to 10-4 at home, with 3 more games on the homestand remaining over the weekend and Monday night. We'll come back with some post-game reaction. Nets win it 92-79. Right now, let's throw it back to Game Time and Matt Loughlin.
And in the NHL, the Rangers are out to extend their home unbeaten streak to 19 games. They haven't lost at the Garden since October 22nd. And they're in a battle tonight with the San Jose Sharks. Right now, it's 4-4 in the third. A pair of goals for Pat Verbeek, both on the power play. Ray Whitney has countered with 2 goals for the Sharks. We'll have highlights a little later on. But there's still more to come from the Meadowlands, where tonight, the Swamp Dragons, they were almost called the Swamp Dragons this year, but nah, it's the Nets. They beat the Knicks tonight, coming back from last night's disappointment to Orlando. They win by 13, 92-79.
My mom wants me to be an accountant.
Back at the Meadowlands, where the Nets have defeated the Knicks 92-79, the biggest victory for New Jersey so far this season to improve to 13-19. Nets basketball has been brought to you by Coors Light. Ship cold to bring you all that is great about the Rockies. Tap the Rockies with the silver bullet. Coors Light. Hi, and Eagle, Bill Raftery, Mike Harris with you from the Continental Airlines Arena. And considering what took place a night ago, this is a very satisfying victory for Butch Beard and company.
Well, he's got to feel good because, one, they bounced back, and it's to be expected, though. Guys in the NBA get over adversity. Maybe we should try it a little bit in life. They just put things behind them. But the defense, I thought, set up some good open court opportunity against a team that gets back and balances. But what they did on the offensive end, good aggressive offensive rebound, I think, was part of it. And also on the double, giving some passing lanes to assist the guy stuck on the box with the double.
And you pointed out earlier that even in the first quarter, the Knicks didn't exactly look like the Knicks.
They weren't spirited, I think.
No.
They're not aggressive. Usually they take the game. There's not necessarily a hunger, but a passion about going after you. And I didn't see that much tonight. Mason showed a little passion when he went after the official, but other than that, it was just sort of, well, this thing will come to us. And I don't think, no matter how good you are, you can ever play like you've got to go after people and put them away. I don't think they ever did tonight.
And we'll get deeper into the numbers a little bit later on, exactly what players scored, but the forward position really favored New Jersey.
And Hammer's become, and you mentioned early in the night, all-star position.
Yeah.
I mean, he has put those numbers up. He's a guy to go through now. And what you have to do is respond if that's taken away. And I think they're starting to. Guys are making jump shots just like P.J. Brown. You mentioned the other forward, able to knock down those open jumpers.
All right now let's check in with Mike Harris, standing by with Butch Beard.
Guys, but for them to come back and put in this kind of effort shows that we're beginning to grow again. it's a very thin line. When you hit a few shots here and there, it makes it a little bit easier all the way around. Again, the defense has been very good. It's been the most consistent thing that we've had from day one. And when we shoot the ball well and don't turn it over, you know, we can beat some teams. We can beat some teams. Tonight was an excellent effort. They didn't have to travel. We got in at about 2:30, 3 o'clock this morning. Okay, so automatically they had the advantage physically. But we came and we got it done, and it's a very big win. It's one that nobody expected us to get.
How sweet is it? Because obviously, because it's against the Knicks. I mean, is it any sweeter?
It's not any sweeter because, see, basically in 24 hours, we had a chance of beating 2 elite ball clubs. We got one, okay? And I'm hoping that we can build from that. The crime of it all, the way the NBA is, now we got Philadelphia coming in here Friday. If we let Philadelphia come in here and beat us, okay, this win won't mean a damn thing. Unfortunately, we can't relax on this win. We savor it until tomorrow, then we got to go back to work and really come out and see if we can beat Philadelphia to get ourselves where we need to be.
But you said this was a big game for a variety of reasons.
Well, they're all big for us this month. Every home game is big for us, okay? So for us to win this is very good. Chris Childs played great. Didn't play worth a damn last night. Okay, played great. I thought that, you know, he and Kenny in the backcourt did a very good job for us, penetrating, dishing the basketball when we had to have it done. And, you know, I'm just glad that he bounced back because, see, I need everybody in there to play to their strengths, to their ability. Everybody I put out there did what I expected them to do. And if I can get that every night, you know, that ego, stay in that locker room and not follow them across those little lines and get out on that court, we're not great, but we're competitive. And that's what the whole thing is about.
But you can talk about PJ and Armand outplaying Mason and Oakley.
I just think that we outplayed them, period. Hammer's been in a groove the last week and a half, okay, a very good groove. PJ is beginning to come around real good for us again, too. See, Kevin is beginning to come around a little bit. So we're almost coming back to where we were in the preseason, all right? Now, can we sustain? That's what we have to find out. We have to find out if we can sustain it. I think that we can. Even though we lost last night, it's very strange. Now, last week in New York, we played 36 minutes of good basketball and we lose the game in the fourth quarter. Last night, we played 36 minutes of good basketball in a place where a lot of teams get blown out, okay? So we've grown in the last week and a half. What we have to do is continue to build on the growth that we are now starting. And that is when people come in here, we got to take care of business, okay? That's it.
92-79, the Nets over the Knicks. We just heard from Butch Beard, head coach of the Nets, and we're now joined by P.J. Brown. 20 points, 5 rebounds tonight, and Butch just talked about Billy, as you adjust.
I got to straighten him out.
Billy's everybody's dad here.
He may make the big money, but we got to still advise him.
Trying to get on his good side, huh? You know, Butch just talked about the fact that you played 3 solid quarters of basketball against Orlando, against the Knicks last week. How encouraging is it that you put that 4th quarter on and came out with a win tonight?
It's very encouraging because this year we've lost so many games where it's, you know, like we're digging ourselves a pothole in the 3rd or 4th quarter. It'd be just that one quarter that'll kill us. And to finally put 48 minutes of basketball against one of the top teams in the league it feels real good.
Yeah, he killed the hotel and restaurant industry in northern New Jersey with his comments. I'm from Louisiana. We're used to certain types of food. And this body, and you're challenging Mason out there, talking and chatting.
Yeah, we're going at it. You know, I see him in New York in the city somewhere, and so we'll laugh about it. You know, I drink it, you know, so socially, you know, not too much. But I like playing against Mason. He's a tough competitor. I like competing against Mason.
Where do you like to play him? We got a shot of you doing something that the Nets fans have come accustomed to. And what happened after this?
I was going down the court a little bit. I was just looking at him, just trying to get in his head a little bit. And we've been talking pretty much the whole game. And we need his manager, so I was hoping the team would feed off us in the game.
You're not
he was saying, boy, he said, you're not dunking on, you didn't dunk on me. And he was just looking crazy. Just having a little fun out there.
Now, where do you like to play against him? On the box or outside? Where do you find it tougher?
For him, playing against him on the box, I'd rather him be outside. But Mason's improved his game, though. I was shocked. I mean, he's going to the right more. I think more last year he was left. He was going to the left, but now he's kind of added a dimension that he's going right more, so that surprised me tonight. So hoping we play him again, I'll be ready for that right a little bit more. But like I said, I like competing against him, and I just like competing against all the Knicks. It's a good feeling to beat those guys.
Now you're starting to open some eyes on the offensive end. I think people here at the Meadowlands Arena and basketball fans got to know you more as a defensive player, but you've added a new element to your game. Let's check out first a defensive play. We saw you on the offensive end with the slam dunk. Defensively, Charles Smith trying to challenge you.
Well, that's my bread and butter. That's one thing that's going to keep me in the league a long time is my defense. I don't want to slack on that. Mason had a good night tonight. I'm looking at the stats. He had 9 for 10. You know, I can't let that happen. You know, I'm scoring more, but defense is my bread and butter, and it always will be.
Well, you talked about staying in the league a long time. We had your agent on, Mark Bartelstein, earlier in the broadcast, and it leads to the next question. Is this something that is a part of what's happening with you right now, or do you try and block it out once you get onto the floor, the fact that you're a free agent?
I'm just trying to block it out. Every game this season, I just, you know, just don't want to worry about it. You know, we got like 40-something games left, and I pay my agent to talk to the owners and the management. And,
well, you pay him.
Yeah, I pay him nicely. But I let him, you know, whatever I have to say, I say it through him, and just to try to keep playing. I don't want that stuff to affect me on the court.
He's in good shape. The baby looks great. Beautiful clothes. Baby has new pair of shoes. You don't need more cash, do you?
Just a little bit more. Just a little bit.
Well, I think you're going to get it. Well deserved, too.
Congrats.
Thank you.
P.J. Brown and the New Jersey Nets coming up with the big victory over the New York Knicks at the Continental Airlines Arena tonight. We'll have more coming up. 92-79, the final.
Why aren't you driving a Ford Windstar?
Windstar has it all. The most powerful engine of any minivan and over 40 standard safety features.
It's one of the safest minivans on the road today.
One of the best values, too. Now get a Windstar loaded with features and save $1,350.
5 out of the top 10 and counting best-selling cars and trucks are at your tri-state quality Ford dealer.
Kind of makes you wonder.
Why aren't you driving a Ford?
Nets beat the Knicks 92-79. Hey, if you're a fanatical basketball fan, then you will love the new Motorola Sports Tracks. Sports Tracks lets you follow all the action of the NBA because Sports Tracks brings it to you. You'll see the score, time left in the quarter, and which team has the ball. That's for any game, any team, anytime, wherever you go. And Sports Tracks keeps running stats on your favorite team and players. So pick up the Motorola Sports Tracks today. It's available now at Brookstone, and it's coming soon to Macy's, Tops, and other fine retailers. The Motorola Sports Tracks. Are you fan enough? I don't write these. 92-79. Nets win it over the Knicks. Let's send it to the locker room and Mike Harris.
Okay, thanks very much, Ian. Let's join Armand Gilliam, his post-game comments.
The other game against the Knicks, it seemed like it went, I was going the same way, except this time you don't fall out. Do you think you guys win that game with you playing last week the way you were going before you got ejected?
I thought we had a chance to win. The thing is, as long as we execute on offense, we have a great chance to win. If we go out there and, you know, force a lot of shots down the stretch, or we don't rotate the ball to the open man, it becomes too difficult to win. That was the story last night in Orlando. We had a great chance to win that game, but we didn't play well enough offensively to do it.
Can you tell me, I've noticed a trend. Chris Child seems to be the one who keeps bringing you guys back, who keeps giving you just incredible boosts. Well, I mean, what does this guy mean to his team? What does Chris Child mean to you guys?
I mean, he's a great shooter, and the thing about a guy who's kind of new on the scene, a lot of people don't know about him. They don't know what kind of player he is. You know, they see him on the floor. They haven't seen him before. They think, well, this guy's been in the CBA. He's probably an average player, but actually Chris has been a great help to us. Okay, man, take care. I'll see you. And, you know, a big part of why we won tonight was because he came and hit some threes in the fourth.
Hammer, some people say that you got pretty emotional after the loss last night. Do you think that this was a reaction to that, your emotional outburst?
Yeah, it was a very disappointing loss because we beat ourselves. And I don't think we can afford to do that. We've lost too many games because we weren't smart. And that's the same thing we did last year. Tonight was a whole nother story. We played smart down the stretch. You know, I just thank God we won, and hopefully we're going to continue to do that from this point on.
What did you say to them?
I'm not going to go into it, but we can't beat ourselves. I mean, if a guy on the floor is open, he has to get the ball. If the other team sets a press offense against us, then we have to get into it, and everybody has to be in their spot, and that's something that didn't happen in Orlando, and that's why we lost the game.
Butch talked about checking your egos once you get on the court. Do you think that was a problem?
Yeah, that was part of the problem. That's what I'm talking about with guys playing their roles and just taking what comes on the court. A lot of times you want to go out and play well, but you have to be smart enough to play as a team and be concerned about the overall team victory, not having a personal victory. As long as we win as a team, everybody in here should be happy.
One thing that this team did tonight was keep its emotions in check, and you didn't do that last time against the Knicks, so I'm sure you probably talked about that.
Yeah, I thought we tried too hard to beat the Knicks the last time. I think in the fourth quarter in New York, we went out and rushed a bunch of shots, and everybody tried to take it upon themselves to make the big shots. But tonight we played with a lot of poise, and down the stretch we passed the ball around, and everybody got some pretty good looks at the baskets.
Yeah, 22 points. P.J. Brown, can you talk about P.J. Brown's contribution?
Yeah, P.J. Played great for us and scored 20 points for us. And I think he's a player that doesn't score consistently, but some nights he can really get it going on the box, and that's what he did tonight, and I'm glad he did. We really needed those points.
Armand, thanks very much. Bill, Ian, back out to you.
All right, Michael, 92-79. The Nets beat the New York Knicks, and Armin Gilliam talking about the fact that this team has to check egos in the locker room. Leave it there. When you get onto the basketball floor, you have to play like a team. And I thought, even though he wouldn't say it, I thought he was alluding to Kenny Anderson distributing the ball if a player's open. And I remember an instance last night against Orlando. Sean Bradley matched up with Nick Anderson, and Kenny decided to wave him out of the lane and do it himself and didn't get a deuce out of it.
Yeah, and Kenny's has said some things the last couple of weeks, and sometimes that offends or throws guys off, and that he could have been one of a couple. Some guys maybe not happy with minutes, some of those things that we don't hear. But here's a case where there were two plays where Kenny opted for Bradley once and then went to the goal and got fouled, was unable to convert. So that could have been part of it, but I think that's what makes a team when you can go after one another and say some things. I mean, that's a healthy rapport that maybe before was not here. And I just let it go, let it slide, who cares, let's roll it out, another one, let's go home, that kind of thing. So maybe just a guy with his dignity and presence able to say some things. If in fact it was Kenny, I'm sure it would help a guy like Kenny because he'd like to win too.
And the one thing I will say, there are better people on this year's version of the New Jersey Nets than there were last year. And I'm alluding to Coleman, Morris, Shinsis, guys that really when push came to shove, it didn't matter if the team won or lost. They just collected their paycheck, got on the plane, got their meal, and flew home, no problem.
Harder people to deal with, maybe, and maybe more into their own versus this year's group, and yet some of that talent.
For any other presentation of.
And I don't think Armin Gilliam felt comfortable that he could say some of the things that he has said this year. Maybe the indication for management that, yes, we believe in Armin Gilliam, and he's a little more comfortable to say the things that he has been saying.
Well, he knows he's the go-to guy, and you know that Derrick's not going to be here on Friday. That's why you're going after him.